the Mayco has approved a step towards reshaping Rondebosch East. That now goes to the council for further approval, and given the DA numbers, that is a given. And then the next step will be to invite developers to bid on purchasing and developing the managing the property. And the city says this will provide affordable housing opportunities in a well-located urban hub, provide upgrades to transport and road facilities, revitalize vacant land into green community-friendly spaces, boost biodiversity and safety, and lead to mixed-use development with retail and residential options. We're joined now by Rashard Davids, who chairs the Civic Association of Rondebosch East. And Rashard has been at the forefront of discussions during the public participation process and the recent open day. Rashard, a very, very good, I just need to get my mouse to work. A very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, John, and thank you for having me on the show.
For those who don't know the area, who maybe drive through it occasionally, exactly where is the area that is being proposed for development?
Yes, it is along Kromboom Road, just before you get the runoff to the M5, and if you go directly over the bridge into Rondebosch proper.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Is this one where the community is reasonably united, torn? What's your feeling, and what's the feeling of the residents that you consult with?
Okay, John, so let me firstly just look at the media release which I received a few minutes ago. I can only describe this media release as an abomination of the truth.
How so?
It's a carefully crafted, media release from Carl Poppheim, MEC Carl Poppheim, who promised to, this is in writing, to meet with us as residents, and he never did that. That's in writing. He failed to do so, and he also promised to come onto a radio show, but declined 5 minutes before he was due on air. Now, let us just look at what he had said in this media release. Firstly, as I said again, the community of Rondebosch East has never, ever given what he calls positive and constructive input. That's in the media release. Positive and constructive input into this development. In fact, the Civic Association of Rondebosch East, has written numerous times to the mayor and Carl Poppheim. We did not attend, as it says, we did not attend the open day, and we protested outside the hall in a very respectful and dignified manner. We represent 530 residents. Now, he's created this false impression that CARE is in support of this application, but we are not in support of it. And I'll give you the reasons for this, and it's a variety of reasons that I can put forward. But let us just address this media release. He says it is a residentially led development. Not so. We have written to the mayor, we have written to Carl Poppheim, we have sent them a notice of intention to interdict. So how can this be a residentially led development? Secondly, he also says that it is redressing spatial apartheid. How can one redress spatial apartheid in a densified area in the previously disadvantaged areas of Cape Town? When you redress spatial apartheid, you open the city to all. And that is our bone of contention. So that in itself is very unethical to say that. At the same time,
but Rashard, sorry, can I get a sense? I know that this has been on the radio before, and obviously residents of Rondebosch East will be well informed as to what's going on. But for the rest of us, what is the objection? Say you disagree with some of the phrasing, you think that is dishonest. But here is a proposal to put in retail shops and homes of, as I understand it, varying price entry points. What is your objection to the presence of this development on that open space?
Right. The objection is based on the fact that the city has a large database of vast tracts of land available in the wealthier areas, and densification is happening in the previously disadvantaged areas, from Khayelitsha to Athlone to Rondebosch East, where every little piece of land is snapped up by the city to perform what they say this grandiose development of 800 units plus, I think it is a taxi rank, and I think there's also a business complex on it along Kromboom Road. And the development on 7th Avenue is on a critical biodiversity area, and as such it is protected. And that is the only piece of land available. There is another piece of land, a small piece of land along Smuts Avenue, where they want to build 311 units. This then translates into 1,100 units. At the same time, the city has sold off 44 sites by public auction in Constantia without a thought for housing development, without a thought for social integration.
But if I can come back, I'm not disagreeing with you, Rashard. I'm saying the fact that what the city is not doing doesn't necessarily make what the city is proposing for this area problematic, other than the issue that you've raised, that this is a biodiversity protection area. For the rest, the fact that the city's not putting up houses on parcels A, B, and C doesn't mean necessarily that putting housing development on parcel D is wrong.
Right. I disagree with that.
Okay.
I'm saying that when overcrowding is forced onto underserviced neighborhoods whilst wealthier suburbs remain low density and protected, what is the result? The result is planning apartheid by another name. Right? Now, again, as I said, there's a few other factors that I need to bring into this conversation. One is the city hosts what we call open days, and they regard open days as a public participation process. Now, an open day, John, is what it is called. It's just an open day. It is not a statutory process. Whilst the public participation process is governed by legislation, and the city refuses to have a public participation process with us, even though Karl Popheim said that he is willing to do so, but opted out of doing just that. Now, the city now says that, yes, we did have an open day, we did consult with the residents. Well, what they do is they advertise, and then we object to that based on certain factors, and that is about spatial justice. But then all of those objections are what we call and what we know it is but a tick box exercise. And in terms of Section 13 of the MATR, or the Municipal Asset Transfer Regs, and the SA Constitution, we are saying engage with us. Because it does not happen from the top down. We must be seen as co-designers of this space, not as obstacles to progress. And the city is doing it from the top down, whilst the MATR and whilst the SA Constitution says that we have rights to engage with the city in terms of development that affects us.
Okay.
Now, if you look
Rashard, I do have to move on. I will try and get Karl Popheim on the radio tomorrow and put the points to him that you have shared with me now. Just in case he says you're not representative, you told me that at CARE you represent 530 residents. What percentage
Correct.
is that, do you know, of the people who live in the area
yes,
who are affected by
a fair amount. I have not done the stats on that, but it's a fair amount of the majority of residents. And a last request, let us debate it. I'm prepared to debate it with Karl Popheim. No problem.
Rashard Davids, thank you very much for talking to us, Chairman of the Civic Association of Rondebosch East. We will try and get Carl Popheim to respond on the radio tomorrow afternoon.